everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Misinformation Show, hosted by me, yours truly, Amber Star McTerry. Okay, so we're about to get into it. Today's episode is not going to be one that's really long. It's just a few things that I want to, tap into. The TikTok ban being one of them. And I also came across a few videos on X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok that kind of ties into the last couple episodes that I made. So we're going to talk about all that right now. But first, I'm about to go real hard right now. I'm about to hit you real hard because I saw this video of Joy Reid, okay, MSNBC's Joy Reid, giving such a wild opinion. So on today's episode of Who the Hell is Actually African American, the topic of today will be Miss Joy Reid. Okay, so Joy Reid was at, this interview is actually maybe like a month old probably, but I just saw it just a few days ago. But she was giving her opinion on Black people in America, and she talks as if she has lineage in this country like the rest of us, when she doesn't. Let's look at the clip.
And to find out that literally Barack Obama's 2 terms as president are your reparations, and Juneteenth, which you already celebrated anyway, is your reparations, and yet you built this country. You literally physically built this country, and yet the attitude toward you from a lot of your peers and your fellow citizens is just shut up and be grateful. And it's infuriating.
Joy Reid's dad is from Congo. Her mom is from Guyana. Okay, so whose ancestors built this country? It definitely wasn't yours. Okay, what Joy Reid is doing, Joy Reid is weaponizing her skin color for the elites to get Black Americans with lineage in this country to support policies that contribute to the genocide of the Black American. Okay, she like, this is what they do. They get these people who aren't one of us at all, who look like us, so they can easily convince us, hey, y'all have the skin tone. Y'all look just like y'all the same people. Support these policies. No, it's not. That's not going to work anymore. Joy Reid is not of Black American descent. She is of African descent, of actual Africa. Okay, and I get we're all of African descent because people like to act slow sometimes and pretend like, oh, you're ashamed of your heritage. You're denying your heritage. No one's denying heritage. No one's denying DNA. I didn't think that would have to be explained, being that when you look at me, you see a fucking Black person. Okay, obviously I'm not from Europe. Okay, I didn't know that had to be explained. So, Joy Reid is from African descent. She's not Black American, but she gets on MSNBC and try to tell us to support things that contributes to the genocide of our own people. I'm gonna need y'all to wake up and pay attention. Okay? Just a few weeks ago, Joy was actually on Instagram talking about how we don't need to have any more babies. Did you guys see that clip? She said, we don't need to have any more babies.
The United States has a population of north of 327 million people. Why do we need more kids? I mean,
does Joy Reid know that 19 million Black babies were aborted since 1973? The Black population would have been way bigger by now if it weren't for so many abortions. And like, don't get me wrong, I don't judge people on abortion because I used to think differently like a few years ago. But now that my frontal lobe has developed, and then I realize, I take responsibility for who I let, become a part of me. You don't have to get pregnant. That's the thing. A lot of people, y'all so hypersexual right now. Everybody wanna telling dudes are coming in, and like, you go on Instagram, people be talking about letting dudes ejaculate in them like it's a sport. Do y'all know what could happen? And then when you get pregnant, you're going to kill a baby. All right, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But back to Joy Reid. So Joy Reid was on Instagram talking about how we don't need to have any more babies, and Black people are looking at that, thinking, oh, this is a Black woman. I can relate to her. Maybe we don't need to have any more babies. Y'all are genociding your own people. People like Joy Reid have convinced us, like they use these cosplayers like Joy Reid to convince us that, oh, aborting your babies is a civil right. Like, it's a right. It's a woman's right. It's a woman's right. Like, they try to make it seem like this fluffy little thing when abortions, in my opinion, are really, they should be something that's rare. You don't have to get pregnant. I wish people would understand that. Like, I don't get pregnant on purpose. At least right now. Like, it's really not that hard to not get pregnant. But they convince you that, oh, it's a civil right to kill a baby, so that means be hypersexual, go have sex with anybody. Let dudes come in you whenever. Like, no. That's not how it's supposed to be. So, this deep state cosplayer named Joy Reid is telling you to kill your offspring while at the same time she's advocating for foreigners to come in this country illegally. Make it make sense. You kill your babies, but let these foreigners come in and replace you. I'm pretty sure black people have already been replaced by now. We are the only group of colored people on this planet whose ethnicity is hyphenated to a country we've never been to. If anything, Joy Reid is more African American than me. My parents are from South Carolina, Alabama, Southern American states. Joy Reid's parents are from Africa. Her parents are African Americans. So who the hell is actually African American? Joy Reid or me? The jig is up, okay? Make that make sense to me. We are American just like everybody else, and I don't care who get mad. So many people get mad why do people get mad when black people in America don't want to be called African American? Any other country you go to, y'all represent y'all nationality. Oh, I'm from Jamaica. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Liberia. Wherever you want to be from. But the minute a black person in America says, I don't want to be called African American, I am an American, the whole world's go crazy. Especially Africans. Why do y'all get so offended? No one's bashing Africa. I would actually like to visit Africa one day, for sure. Like, who don't want to go to Africa? But the fact that y'all get mad when people in America don't want to be called African American, y'all know better. We never been there. That's like me coming there and saying, I'm going to call you American Nigerian or American whatever, American Ethiopian, whatever you want to be called. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all. So these cosplayers in the media, like Joy Reid, gets on TV and try to convince us to kill our offspring while she advocates for foreigners to come in this country, okay, and at least use her just because she looks like us when she's not of our lineage, okay, to convince us we're all the same so we can support these policies that contribute to our genocide. Are y'all paying attention yet? Y'all better wake up and pay attention. Hello? So with that being said, that brings me to my next point. I came across this video on TikTok of these girls at a round table on the podcast talking about how other subcultures of black people come to America and they're prioritized over the black American citizens. Now let's take a look at this.
Bajans actually have lineage traced back to Massachusetts.
So that's so interesting because, so Shirley Chisholm, right? Like Shirley Chisholm and her parents, when they came here to New York, and when she went to Brooklyn College, right? Her family was given housing priority over African-American families. And she wrote about that in her book to share to people that, like, during that time, America was intentionally bringing Caribbean families here and giving them more generational wealth and taking that away from the African-Americans that were already here, like the ones who migrated from the South. She wrote about it in her book, and many of the Caribbean Americans did.
So I went to Brooklyn College too, and I have this Trinidadian professor. She told me this, and I can't find the statistic, the data. I can't find it. But what she said was, like, back in like the 60s, 70s, they wanted a more docile N-word. Like, they wanted a more docile black person. And they felt like the Caribbeans were that. And the black Americans, they were on the Black Panther time and civil rights. They was doing too much. Yeah. So they brought over the more docile, well-behaved, hardworking black people from the Caribbean, and they gave them opportunities to land and housing, and especially in New York. So that's why you see that a lot of Caribbeans own houses here, and our homeowners here have stores. Like, my grandmother has like 4 properties in Crown Heights, and her husband, he's Guyanese. He had like corner stores and things of that sort. Meanwhile, my side that I grew up on, we've always been renters. We've always been just, workers. We've never owned anything. So it's just really interesting that is the case. And like, I can't find the statistics on it, but I'm happy that you mentioned that, because my Trinidadian professor was like, no, you need to look into this.
Yeah, you have to.
And I'm like, when you look into it, it's kind of like, wow, like they're just giving what we work for away.
Every other subgroup of people, even within black people, have gotten more than African Americans, and just people don't know that.
I also came across this clip on TikTok of some people in Fiji that look just like me. We got the same hair texture, but are they called African Fijians? No, they're not. They're just called Fijians. Let's look at them.
This is the way we taking care of our afro in Fiji. In Fiji, we call buininga. Great mothers and pass it to us. So we have to keep it, our Fijian culture, alive in nowadays. It's easy to comb, no tangle. After you just comb it and then you use your hand to shape it.
So did you see how she was talking about taking care of her afro? You know, black people in America, we was heavy on the afros in the 70s and the 80s, things like that. In fact, people still wear afros today. That's black American hair texture, you know. But we're African Americans. They're not African Fijians. Can somebody explain to me why are we not calling them African Fijians and we look just alike? We got the same hair texture. We all descended from Africa. The whole world descended from Africa. I just saw a white girl on Twitter found out she got Nigerian in her DNA. She live in America. Why is she not African American? Like, stop playing and quit acting slow. We're not talking about DNA and heritage or whatever, because we all came from Africa. The point is our nationality. Why are the black people in America the only ones whose ethnicity is hyphenated to a continent or a country, whatever, we never been to? Why aren't these Fijians called African Fijians when they got afros? Dark skin, like her skin, she had the same complexion as me. Y'all better wake up. They didn't start calling us that until 1988. Before that, y'all were Negroes and colored people. Then now, all of a sudden, we African Americans? Yeah, right. I'm American. And now, one point in history, did they call you guys American? I mean, except on your passport or whatever. Okay, cool. In America, y'all were Negroed, colored, African Americans. And now anybody who don't want to be African American, you hate black people, you hate your history, you hate your heritage. Shut the hell up. For real. I don't hate Africans. I don't hate my history. I'm obviously black. The obvious didn't need to be stated. But I guess all y'all slow and low IQ. So everything needs to be explained to the brain dead bird brains. The past few months, low key, kind of shifted my perspective on this thing that they call systemic racism. Why? Because due to the illegal immigration that's coming over here, did you guys see what she just said? I wouldn't say, and maybe racism isn't the right word for it, being that these subcultures of people, like they are also black. But I have been convinced that there is a system in place to keep black Americans like me, but the lineage in this country down. Like they're trying. I mean, they may not be successful on everybody, but the majority is something in place that keeps us down, that they don't want us to progress on. So she said, Shirley Chisholm, who is a figure in Black American history, in her book, she said that Jamaicans came here and they were prioritized and given wealth over Black American citizens. Why is that? Why is that? If there's no such thing as systemic racism, why did Jamaicans come here? Why does anybody come here? And they're prioritized over Black American citizens. I'm referring to back in the day right now. Because right now, like in 2024, they kind of like spread it amongst everybody. But this is why we have to separate ourselves and realize we are different. Not just because we're Black, not because we share the same skin tone. People from other countries can come here and get credit cards, to get housing, to get these vouchers and all this type of stuff. When you got Black Americans who've been here for centuries, still in the ghetto, going to failing schools, you know, generational trauma going on, you know, like dropping out of school, no money, homeless Black people on the street. If I'm not mistaken, I think Black people are the most homeless population in this country. Okay, but people from Africa, wherever the hell, can come over here and get all this money. Homeless veterans in the street. You can't tell me. I'm convinced there's a system in place to keep Black people down for sure. And it's not as black and white as it was in the 60s where they said things like, oh, Black people can't use this restroom or you can't drink from this water fountain. It's not like that. It's things like this. People coming in, getting prioritized over Black Americans. And you know who's next? White people, Trump supporters. Y'all are next. They already shifted to everybody now. What happened? Y'all voted for Trump? Okay, let the migrants in. We're going to replace y'all. Y'all went to the Capitol on January 6th? Okay, let the migrants in. We're going to replace y'all. The second girl even said they were looking for more docile black people. When you're coming from these countries that's poor and full of poverty, you come to America, of course you're going to be more docile than the people who've been here and who got all this generational trauma going on. Of course you're going to be more docile. Like now, look at the people coming from across the border. Of course they're going to be more docile. They're running from the countries they don't want to be at. So they're going to come to America and be more docile than you Trump supporters. They're going to come to America and be more docile than you people who was at the Capitol on January 6th. It's the same game plan. They started on black people first. Black people were the test market. And now it's moving on to white people. They even try to convince y'all we all the same with this black and brown thing. Everybody, this black and brown coalition you got going on. No, we are black Americans. We have lineage in this country. We are old. I see y'all going around giving credit cards to these people who just came here, got them sleeping in our schools, taking away our resources. But we supposed to be fine with it because we have the same skin color? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Y'all better wake up and pay attention. I'm telling y'all right now. Just because we share the same skin color, we are not the same ethnicity. This is ethnic genocide, bruh. Look at it. From Obama, not us. Kamala, not us. Joy Reid, not us. Like, pay attention. These deep state cosplayers are being put in the spotlight to convince you to support your own genocide. Wake the hell up and pay attention. They're not us. And they never will be. I don't hear none of that no more. All that black and brown thing. Black and brown, nope. American. Black American. And I barely even like the word black because the word black, kind of symbolizes something that's not good because we are just American at the end of the day. But something needs to be, we gotta separate ourselves, bro. We different. We wiping our own selves out, thinking we just like everybody else, black and brown, people like Kamala, Obama, Joy Reid. They're not us. Never will be. So I don't know if a lot of you guys use X, formerly known as Twitter or whatever, but it's this video going around of this black girl and this white, they're teenagers, they were fighting, and a black girl was ramming the girl head into the concrete. I couldn't even watch the video, that's why I didn't speak on it, because for some reason, I can't watch people being physically harmed. It triggers something in me. I don't know if it's like a sixth sense or something I have. Like even when I watch like horror movies or things like that, I can't look at somebody being harmed. It's going to trigger something inside me. So I didn't even watch the video. But from what I've seen, a lot of people trying to make it a racist thing when clearly they're both in the hood. There are some white people in the hood, if you aren't aware. They're both hood people participating in hood culture. I don't think it had anything to do with race. But of course, the liberal media would have taken advantage of it if the shoe was on the other foot. Like we all know that. We all know they would have. But the issue itself was not a racist issue. But things like this makes me understand how a lot of black conservatives become politically homeless or decide to become independent. Because a lot of people on the right, we leave the left because we realize they put policies in place to harm us on purpose. And then we say, okay, we go to the right. These policies are much better. They're economically better for us. And then we got to deal with the insults, the assumptions of black people just because the white conservatives on the right are brainwashed. I wouldn't say they're brainwashed, but I guess their perspective is kind of messed up because of the liberals. So I don't know, do y'all not realize when y'all say these things about black people, y'all got black conservatives on the right too who trying to literally have this kumbaya, but y'all making it hard for us. This is why a lot of people go independent. And I'm noticing, do you guys think there is a black conservative to independent pipeline? Because I'm starting to see it. I'm seeing a lot of black people who go independent or starting to call things out. Because it's crazy. It's crazy, going from the left to the right. And I wouldn't say we deal with the same things, but it's some people on the right have let Democrats delude their mindset on black people so bad that they just I follow some people, some right-wing influencers, and I will go through their comments and some people, it'll be so many racist comments towards black people, and I'm like, bruh, I'm on your side, but y'all don't realize how these comments make people feel. And then I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tommy. Tommy Soto, I don't know, whoever he is. He's not that popular. He's not that famous, even though he think he is. I was on his podcast a couple weeks ago. And I just find it interesting that Fox News allows people like Tommy Sotomayor on their show, on their network. Tommy has a platform where all he do is bash black women all day. He bashes black women for content, say things about black women are ugly, black women are this, black women are that. When he black as midnight, okay? He's blacker than this damn microphone right here. But he makes content bashing black women, and yet he gets a platform on Fox News. See, things like that is why black conservatives go independent. Why does he get a platform on Fox News when all he does is talk about black women all day? Okay, he has some conservative values, but it be things like this that make people want to like say, oh, both parties are bad, or fuck politics, or I'm going independent. Things like this, which that confuses us. I don't understand how he gets to go on Fox News. Like that. I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know if y'all familiar with him. Our episode that we did together, I went on his show. It could be still up on his page somewhere. I don't know. But it's people like that Fox News give a platform to that make us look bad, that make y'all look bad. We got to stop that right now. So let's talk about this TikTok ban, because the government, y'all really pissing me off. That's the only thing y'all can agree on, this TikTok ban. Airbnb has 45 million users in America, and yet they're still, at this moment, sharing data with the Chinese Communist Party. In fact, the chief trust officer left his position after just 6 months on the job because of this. He said he was concerned about the amount of data we were sharing with China. Okay, then Google, just a few years ago, got exposed for sharing our data with Hong Kong. Okay, China still makes a lot of our vitamins, antibiotics, the things that you take to feel like you're improving your health. Most likely it was made in China. Okay, last year they let a Chinese balloon fly across the whole country to collect data. And they're worried about TikTok? Let's be for real. They're not worried about TikTok. They're bought and paid for politicians working for the you-know-who. Okay, the real issue is a lot of these politicians are bought and paid for by APOC. Y'all know APOC? Okay, but pointing this out will make me anti-Semitic, right? If I point this out, right? You know how they go. So let's get into it. Richie Torres, a Democrat who voted to ban TikTok. His top contributor this year was who? Ding, ding, ding. APOC. Dan Crenshaw, the Rhino, Republican, who voted to ban TikTok. Who was his top contributor this year? Ding, ding, ding. APOC. Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat, voted to ban TikTok. Who was his top contributor this year? Ding, ding, ding. APOC. Just not too long ago, this audio leaked of the ADL chief executive officer claiming we have a TikTok problem. Let's listen to this.
But I also want to point out that we have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States of support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem.
Just after hearing the other day, Mike Gallagher said the quiet part out loud. Okay? He pretty much said the slaves can get news from anywhere else except the slave masters. That's the real issue.
Foreign adversary control of what is becoming the dominant news platform for Americans under 30. This is a common sense measure to protect our national security. I urge my colleagues to support this critical bipartisan legislation.
So according to our government, we only can get news from the same people who told us that Jabberwocky would stop the spread and that Biden would end racism. Do you see it yet? They don't care about our data. They've been selling our data. China's still getting our data. China is hacking our electrical grid. Okay? And y'all worried about TikTok? No. Y'all are upset about the content that's on TikTok. Y'all, and it's not that, oh, we care about the mental health of teenagers, of all this, all that. Then ban y'all got Instagram up. You can go on Twitter and see porn every day. Y'all ain't trying to ban that. Y'all don't even talk about that. Quit playing. Anybody can go on Twitter and see porn. But y'all talk about TikTok and the mental health of people. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. Okay? This is not about protection. Okay? These same social media platforms that are on their good side right now, I guess, like Facebook and Instagram, these are the same platforms that protected the Chinese Communist Party during the pandemic. But they care so much about China. These are the same platforms that banned and shadow banned people for saying the virus was created in a lab. But they care about China. These are the platforms that are on their good side. Y'all care so much about the Chinese Communist Party. Yeah. Quit playing. Find somebody else to play with, because it's not going to be me. So my clip of the week is this clip I came across on X of this guy. I think his name is Joey Swole or Show, whatever. Usually he makes videos about the gym. He's like a gym bro, I guess. Nowadays everyone's an influencer and people go in the gym and everyone's recording stuff, whatever. But lately girls have been going to the gym and like trying to catch guys like looking at them, I guess, and like trying to say they're creepy, whatever. So usually he makes like videos criticizing them and talking about that. But recently he criticized this video of this girl in the jacuzzi who was calling white people racist because they left the jacuzzi while she was trying to make a TikTok shaking her ass. Let's look at this.
So they don't do anything to you. They don't say anything to you. They're racist simply because they leave the hot tub? Maybe that woman doesn't want her and her daughter, who's just a little girl, to be filmed in their bathing suits in the background of some video with a girl twerking her ass. Just because you're comfortable filming yourself doing this absolute nonsense to post on social media doesn't mean everybody else is too. And did you stop to think of the consequences of calling someone racist on that woman, on her job, in her community? Or how about that little girl? What if her classmates see this and they all start to bully her for it? No, because all you care about is making yourself out to be a victim, which you're not, just to get some likes and attention on social media. And then you go and you pin this video to the top of your page as if this is something to be proud of? Seriously? You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Now, I don't understand why people want to be victims of something so bad. Because if I was in that jacuzzi, I probably would have left too. I moved to the side because, ma'am, I don't want to be in your TikTok shaking your ass. I don't know you. I don't want to be in your video. So how is that racist because they left the jacuzzi? And then I saw a few comments online of people like talking about this mess. Oh, you don't understand racism. You don't understand racism. Like, why do y'all want to be victims so bad? Nobody want to be in a fucking TikTok. Okay, yeah, people be recording TikToks in public now. Nobody want to be in that. That has nothing to do with race. And y'all want to be victims of something so bad. Like, these are some of the comments I came across. This guy said, that Joey Swole guy needs to stick to gym etiquette videos and leave race topics alone before people start exposing his own dirt. Why? What about that video made you mad? And this one, I have no idea why people think they understand racism better than black people. What was racist about the video? Y'all really think they left the jacuzzi because a black girl was in there? And look at this one. Mind you, she didn't even twerk while they were in the hot tub. That happened after. Y'all find any excuse to berate and invalidate black women. Now, mind you, you didn't see what happened before the video either, ma'am. You just saw when she pressed record. That probably was her second or third take. Then people don't want to be in your TikTok video. Nothing's racist about that. And finally, I saw a tweet with common sense. They said, y'all want everything and everybody to be so racist that you ignore logic because the person is white, which is true. Nobody wants to be in y'all TikTok videos. Y'all have used the word racist and racism so much that it has lost its meaning completely. Getting up and leaving a jacuzzi is not racist. Maybe she didn't want to be in your TikTok video. I'm on Joey Swole's side. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta stop calling everything racist for clicks. Stop calling everything racist just because you're upset about something. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's a lot going on. Between the government allowing China to make our vitamins, antibiotics, and to let their balloon fly across the whole country, to let them take data from Airbnb and to get up on this TV or on their platform and talk about China, the Chinese Communist Party is a threat. When y'all protect Mark Zuckerberg and Instagram and Facebook for shadow banning and deleting accounts of people for saying the virus was created in the lab, and y'all want to act like y'all care about the well-being of us? Or that y'all really, a lot of y'all working for China. We don't call Beijing Biden for no reason. Stop playing. It's not that. It's not that at all. Y'all know exactly what it is. It's APOC, whatever. This organization who claims they have nothing to do with whatever religion or whatever. But clearly they do. I'm going to close out with this. I'm American, a proud American, born in America, raised in America, by way of South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina to be exact. Gullah Geechee American. Okay? And I'm a proud one. I don't care who gets mad when I say I don't want to be called African American. If you're that brain dead and stupid that you can't tell I am a black person of African descent, that's not on me. That's on you. Okay? I can't go anywhere else and call y'all Africanist, Americanette. Y'all go by y'all nationality. I have nothing against Africa. I want to go to Africa. And I will go one day. Maybe. Okay? The government doesn't care about you. They don't care about the Chinese Communist Party taking your data. They've been selling our data to China for years now. And they're going to keep doing it. Airbnb is still doing it. Okay? And Joy Reid is another cosplayer from the elite pretending to be us, telling us to kill our offspring so illegals can come in this country. Mind you, did you guys know that the fastest growing group of immigrants coming over here are from China? But the government's, oh my God, we're so concerned. Yeah, right. Y'all don't care. So, Joy Reid, another cosplayer, Kamala, she's in the same group as Obama and Kamala, a cosplayer who they're using that looks like us to get us to support policies that's killing us. Okay? So it's time to wake up and pay attention. Because we've been saying this for years now, and I hope y'all realize what's going on. American over anything. I'm not from Africa. Never will be. And that's all. Good night. Good evening. Good day. That's all.